All right, so the big game sixes tonight. Little random NBA talk. I put that Dennis Rodman video up about him not belonging in the Hall. I put laughable. That was probably taking it a little bit too far. It's not laughable, but again, man, if you're not the top three player on your team or even top two player ever at any point in your career, how can you be a Hall of Famer? To me, the Hall of Fame is supposed to be like, high regard. There's a lot of guys that shouldn't be in, but you're supposed to Hall of Fame is supposed to be one of the best of the best. Just hallowed, legendary, and he's not. But I wanted to add something to it, man. I saw a bunch of people say that Rodman was, the best rebounder ever and the best defensive player ever. Now, whoa. Excuse me. As far as best defensive player ever, have you ever heard of a man by the name of William Russell, dude? End of story, dude. Best defensive player that ever lived. Okay? Period. Hands down. Game over. Okay? Definitely the best shot blocker ever. No question about it. Best rebounder ever. No question about it. Now, the whole Wilt versus Russell thing, whoever talks Wilt Chamberlain, yeah, you got an argument all day. For sure. All day. Well, guess what? I don't care. Okay? I'm biased. I'm a Celtics fan. And Russell's better. End of story. Period. You'll never get me to say otherwise. Period. But yeah, dude, they didn't even count blocks back then. But like people have done studies and they say that Bill Russell averaged over 8.5 blocks a game. Dude, think about that. And when you block a shot, 90% of the time when you're blocking it, it's 5 feet from the rim. It's going in, right? So say you block 8 shots a game, that's taking 16 points away from somebody, dude. And his blocks went. Everybody knows that his blocks didn't go out of bounds. They went to, it was a science. It went to his own teammate to start a fast break. Okay. And as far as rebounding, dude, I mean, come on, dude, bro. Dennis Rodman better than Bill Russell? I mean, are you kidding me, dude? This man was in the NBA for 13 seasons. This man won the world championship 11 times. Okay? One for the thumb, another one for the thumb, and then another one. 11. The man won 11 titles, bro. Dude, Bill Russell is a Celtic legend. Period. He's higher than Bird. And you know how I feel about Bird. He's my favorite athlete of all time. And Russell's higher than him. Okay? As far as like the best defensive player ever, Rodman, dude, I'm not saying Rodman wasn't a great rebounder. He was, absolutely. I'm not saying he wasn't a great defensive player. He was. He wasn't the best defensive player. What, are you kidding me? Okay. First of all, defensive players are they're cutting it two with me. You got the big man defensive player, then you got the wing defensive player that could either be a small forward or a guard or what have you. To me, and this might get an argument out of people. I mostly, when I'm doing these NBA things, I mostly go by, what I saw. And I really did start watching basketball religiously from the 80s on. Like in 84 and 85, I was like 12, I was watching basketball like this, staring in front, in front of the screen and shit. So, like, I know from the 80s on, So, if I leave out guys like, Wes Unseld and, Nate Thurman and shit like that, but it's because I didn't see him, dude, whatever, But to me, the best defensive player ever, non-center or non-big man, is Pippen. He was sick. He doesn't get nowhere near the credit he deserves, dude. And there's many big men defensive players that were better than Rodman. Probably the best, defense. Well, it's Russell. It's the best defensive big man ever. But second place, man, it's tough, man. Rodman's not even in the category. There's 5 guys better than him. Duncan's better than Rodman defensively. But I'd have to say that the best defensive player I've ever seen, big man, besides Russell, who I didn't see, but the best I've ever seen is Olajuwon, dude. I mean, think about it. This man could cover literally all 5 positions. He could cover a point guard. Not during a whole game, but if there's like a switch or something, he could pick up a point guard and stay with him. In the what year was that? The finals against the Knicks, 94, 95, right? So in Game 6, with no time on the clock, Stark shot up that 3, and he got a good look, too, to win the game. Dude, Olajuwon blocked the shot. He came out from underneath and blocked the 3-point attempt, okay? The dude was sick. Let me tell you something else. Hakeem Olajuwon is top 10, I think it's 7th or 8th, all time in NBA history in steals. Do you know how preposterous that is? The dude's 6'11". He plays on the block with his back to the basket. And he's 7th or 8th all time in NBA history in steals. Bro, he's like a better thief than Kobe Bryant. I mean, are you kidding me? How does that even happen? How does a man that's 6'11", dude, he was so fucking fluid. That guy was sick. He was so fluid. You couldn't run the pick and roll on Hakeem Olajuwon. Good luck, dude. I mean, he was a nightmare. That guy would jump up out of nowhere, and he was stealing the ball in the lane with the quick hands. He used to be a soccer goalie. So, he gets a lot of that from that. But, yeah, dude, Robin better than Hakeem Olajuwon defensively? What do you got? You must not watch NBA basketball. Anybody that's... Seriously, I mean, no offense, but, you must just read stuff on the internet or something like that because... So, yeah. Again, I'm not... Everyone that's saying Rodman's this, great rebounder, great defensive player. Dude, I'm not saying he wasn't. But, again, he's a role player. Great role player, but role player. And Hall of Fame, too, obviously you got to carry yourself like a Hall of Famer. You can't be quitting on teams. You can't be fucking running around fucking kissing dudes and shit. That's not cool, bro. It's not cool to be running around kissing dudes and be in the Basketball Hall of Fame. Sorry. You want to call me a fucking, un-PC? Cool, then I'm un-PC. Okay? If you're in the fucking NBA Basketball Hall of Fame, you're not allowed to kiss another dude. And if you do, I'm not voting for you. Okay, so tonight's game, the NBA's rigged. It's been rigged ever since the Jordan era. I'm not gonna put it on Jordan. I'm just saying it's been rigged. It wasn't really rigged in the '80s. It started getting rigged in the '90s, and I'm gonna do like a 4-part series on just absolute proof of it. It's almost to a point over the last 20, 25 years that's like, it's so blatant. It's like I feel that they're disrespecting my intelligence. That's how blatant it is. Right from the lottery, from New York getting Ewing, the Cavaliers getting fucking and I'm going to prove all this. Right? The Cavaliers getting LeBron, all that shit, dude. That was so rigged. Okay, but I'm going to do a whole video on that. It's going to be pretty cool. But so tonight's game, I got a deal. My bookie's back in Hartford, right? And we got a thing where whenever it gets over $500, if I'm up 500 or if I'm down 500. We'll send the money to each other, just so every week during football season, if I'm up 300, we don't have to keep sending it back and forth. That's our deal, right? So right now I'm up 260. I only bet on 2 things. I bet on boxing, but he doesn't take boxing. So I only bet on 2 things. I bet on NBA playoffs and I bet on NFL football. That's it. I'm a degenerate loser gambler, but those are the only ones I gamble on. So I'm not, I don't like bet on cockroach races and shit, right? So right now I'm up 260. It's game 6. The NBA playoffs are about to be over. And I'm up 260. And the NFL doesn't start for fucking 3 months. So what am I supposed to do? Just sit there and have 260 floating in the wind? I might as well fucking let it ride and bet tonight, right? Bet 260. I'm going to bet 300. So I'm putting 300 tonight on the Cavaliers. And I think it's a great bet. I'm almost thinking that it's a, it's a sure thing. The Cavaliers are favored by 2.5. This is, the NBA wants LeBron James. They want to be able to market James like they did Jordan, They marketed Jordan in the 80s. It was Jordan, Bird, all these guys were together. But once the 90s hit, it was Jordan and everybody else. No one was better than Jordan. No one was on his level. That's how the NBA marketed him. And they fucked up because when he retired, they didn't know what to do. They fucked up, but they're going to do that again with LeBron James. And this is the time to do it, man. And LeBron James knows this. I mean, like I said, I think he's the best player I've ever seen. And this is it. You want to be the best player ever, dude? You got to do shit like this. You got to win this series, okay? And I think he will. The only thing, and I think, they're going to give him the whistle tonight. Definitely. The refs are going to do everything they can for Cleveland to win this game. Although, when rigging an NBA game, it's very easy to do. But against a jump shooting team, it's very hard to do. Very hard. If Curry starts getting hot from 3, the refs can't, there's nothing they can do, That's like they had problems with the Orlando series way back in the day. Who was that? Orlando, I think it was... I don't know. I forget, but I got it all in my video. It's hard to rig a game against a shooting team, but I think tonight's a very, 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 very good bet. Again, I'm a Warriors fan. I want the Warriors to win. I'm out here in Oakland. Cool, want to have the parade Saturday. All that shit, right? But I'm not going to lie. I think the Cavaliers are going to win tonight by about 7 or 8. Should be, fairly decent win. I think that they might win Game 7 too, but tonight's a great bet. So I'm putting 260 on 250. Maybe 300, 250 or 300. I'm going to let it all ride. So call the bookie and be like, yo, send me that $5 out. What up? So, yeah. Take the Cavs in the 2.5, man. Birdman, 33.